Hello, I'm Niall Livesey, and this is Test Drive, the show where we go in depth with some of automotive's most unique and interesting cars. We have this 2016 Mercedes-Benz C300 4matic. This will be a full tour and review, so we're going to show you everything about it, go on a drive, and tell you what you need to know if you're in the market for this W205 luxury sedan. Before we start, I want to thank Performance Mercedes-Benz in St. Catharines, Ontario for inviting us to check out some of their inventory. You can find all of their used and new cars at performancemercedes.ca or visit them in person at 371 Ontario Street in St. Catharines. The W205 Mercedes-Benz C-Class debuted in 2015. With significant improvements over the previous generation, this C300 continues its shared design traits with the S-Class. Compared with the W204, the sharp edges have been smoothed out, especially around the back, with a softer rear end and rounder fenders. I've always felt that the C-Class was designed to look like a smaller S-Class in every way, and this generation does it best. Aside from the obvious size differences, if both cars passed you by minutes apart, you'd swear it was the same model. With the key fob, you're able to fully open the windows and moonroof by pressing and holding the unlock button. You can also close all the windows and moonroof by holding the lock button. The trunk also opens fully on its own via the key fob, latch on the trunk, or the button on the driver's door. Inside, the illuminated door sills look great and remind the front passengers that they're stepping into luxury. The center console is easily the best I've seen on a production car. The solid slab of walnut wood trim that flows from the 7-inch Comand screen down to the armrest is stunningly beautiful, and when you notice the glowing orange lighting underneath it, you start to wonder if you've really spent just under 50 grand on all of this luxury. At the bottom of that wood, you have the Comand controller, which offers touch or scroll interfaces, the radio volume and power controls, along with sport settings, Parktronic, and the auto start-stop button. Dual cup holders and the 12-volt power outlet are located under the hidden wood trim. You can access the center glove box by pushing the button just behind the Comand controller, which gives you things like the USB outlet and auxiliary inputs. Moving upwards is the CD player, with navigation, radio, media, telephone, system settings, and the hazard switches, with the Mercedes-Benz analog clock in the center, and the passenger airbag display beside that. Dual-zone automatic climate controls are simply unique and deserve to be highlighted for their design. Controls for vents, fan speed, automatic control, defrost menu, rear defrost, and the dual-zone synchronization, recycled air, and AC switches are sandwiched between either side's temperature settings. Now, some might not be sold on this screen. The recent design trend has been for automakers to stick a tablet on the top of the dashboard and call it a day, and that's how this one feels too. It's angled towards the middle of the car, and because of its size and position, it can take some getting used to. Along the driver's door are 3 memory settings, all the power seat functions such as headrest and leg bolster, and the heat switch. The door lock button is located inside the handle cavity, with the auto windows and power folding auto dimming mirror controls above that. The passenger has similar seat controls with the door lock and window switch. The steering wheel and instrument cluster is well designed and comfortable to grip while driving. Cluster and phone controls are accessible for the driver, and the cluster itself has easy to read gauges and a large color screen. In the back, we find average seating for rear passengers, with the wood trim and stitched leather continuing throughout the rear compartment. Now, what do you say we go for a drive in this C300 4matic?
So there is a little bit of a learning curve. Coming from a regular car where you've got your lever in the middle, I will admit, as soon as I got in the car and I had to turn on the wipers, the first thing I did was flick on the parking reverse here, going to drive. So Mercedes is certainly going with the lever on the cluster here, which probably makes more sense. You have a little bit more space here, and really, I mean, would you really want to have a gear lever here and cluttering up this really gorgeous center here? Yeah, I don't think so either. I have to say that the designers at Mercedes-Benz did a fantastic job with this car, especially with the wood. If you get the wood trim like this car has, it just looks really nice. You've got everything well laid out. The screen is really big. The navigation system is really high detailed. You have a controller here, and then you've also got a touch interface that you can use to touch around and click where you want. It's really nice. And then a little tap like that, I can go into full screen mode, which I always like to have when we're doing any driving. few weeks ago, we took a look at the 2013 C300. That was the previous generation W204. This is the new generation. Styling is kind of similar. You can see it with the facelift of the W204, but I have to say that they've really made some improvements here. The interior follows the same Mercedes design language that they've been switching over to. You have round vents here. The center console is really, really to the point. You think it was good before? They've finally gotten rid of the Bluetooth buttons that they've had there since the early 2000s. Now you've got really a simple, elegant display here. You've got a clock in the middle, all your main functions like navigation, radio, and media along the bottom, and then you've got your HVAC controls above that, and your Comand navigation control system here along the bottom. And I gotta say, it's laid out really well, and it just looks really good, especially with wood. I don't like a luxury car with carbon fiber or metal aluminum trim. I like it with wood, and I gotta say that it looks really nice in this car with the black interior with the wood trim. Keyless Go is great. I think Mercedes introduced it back with the W220 S-Class with the S600, and now you've got it here on the C300, and it's great. Just put your key in your pocket, push the start-stop button. It's not like those other push-to-starts. This one's nice. It's a big button. Tells you what it is. It looks really cool. With the premium package, you get active park assist. So as we're driving along, the instrument cluster here is telling me whether or not it's found a spot. It's got parking sensors on the side of the car that's really tracking all the time as you're going a certain speed, so that if you find a parallel park you want to do, it'll do it for you. This car is very comfortable. I'm seated in a good position here. The seats are quite supportive. I've got good visibility all around, and really I'm very comfortable sitting here. Yeah, I really like this car. It's nice and comfortable. Ooh. Oh. All the controls are on the side. You've got 3 memory options. You've got your heated seat controls. This car could be optioned with air-conditioned seats, which is really nice. Not on a day like today, but during the summer, it's certainly nice. You've got a big panoramic sunroof above. And overall, I mean, this car is really well designed. And considering it's a C-Class, like, there's some serious luxury in this car. I think that the competition is going to have to step their game up a little bit. Last time when we brought the C300 back, the W204, I didn't want to let it go. And I'd have to say that I'm in the same situation I am now. I really like this car. It feels really nice. The interior is just fantastic. And really, you'd be thinking you're driving an S-Class, not a C-Class. That's how much luxury they've put into this car. I like it. I like it a lot.
That being said, the C300 comes with halogen headlights with the option to spend $1,700 for the LED lighting system package. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety scored the W205's halogen headlight performance as poor, which we've talked about with several other vehicles on test drive. Unfortunately, the IIHS has also scored the LED headlights as poor, and Mercedes does not offer xenon headlights anymore. Aside from that, the Premium Plus package is definitely the one to go for, and I always recommend going for full leather seating over any of the imitation stuff, so spend the extra $1,900 for that. The W205 is a great update for the C-Class and certainly packs a lot of luxury into the car. Look back 10 years to my favorite era of Mercedes styling, and the similar C240 4matic looks Spartan in comparison. That car will always have a place in my heart, but the new generation is an extraordinary upgrade to a well-established nameplate.
Thanks so much for watching our video on the 2016 Mercedes-Benz C300 4matic. For more information, visit performancemercedes.ca or visit them in person here at 371 Ontario Street in St. Catharines. Until next time, take care.